Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Brew Build. Today we are back pretty much where we left off with this. I have done some work just to get some detail stuff done, also put the roof back on the way we had originally done it. I may have changed a little bit, but not much. I do think I like that more. The more I see it, the more it makes sense. Once I started doing the detail work, it kind of made a bit more sense. We're going to take a look at that in just a little bit. But I have some stuff to show you. So I've actually been doing quite a bit off camera. And I guess the easiest way to show you is via this map. So this is Sarthal, the entirety of it actually. I really love maps because you can really see just how much work has been done and how much work has been put into this. You can really tell exactly what is what. I mean, like, obviously that's the cathedral. It's freaking huge. And I just really love taking like the time to do maps of the area because you get a sense of how big it is. And I mean, honestly, we have taken up the entirety of this savanna. Like, this is not a very huge savanna or anything, but we have definitely taken up like almost all of it to really build this area out. And I'm very happy with how this place has turned out. So some things that you may notice on here that are different is this little area right here down by the cathedral. We're going to take a look at that in a second. Just a little bit of a dock area. I don't know why. I just decided to put that there. I thought that maybe for fishing or something. I'm not sure. The pathway now wraps all the way around. It even goes up here. I just didn't want to waste a map for like this little niblet of stuff that we've got up here. And as you'll see, there's this field, and now there's a field right here that are added to that side of the area. And I think that's pretty good. I think it looks more complete this way, now that it just like makes sense for everything to have expanded outwardly. This area having more land makes sense that it expanded this way, but we needed some things over here. This is a lavender sort of place. I was running out of ideas as to what they would grow, considering we've already grown most everything in terms of crops. So we're going to go ahead and make that this one's a quote-unquote lavender, a wedge. This one's a quote-unquote lavender field. I just have what are they called, amaranths? I'm not sure what the flower is called. I have that flower here. It's all right. I may do some texture changes and swap the flowers out or just change the texture. Not really sure. I know Germsy came up with a texture that I enjoyed, so I may go with that. I'm not sure. And this is going to be sunflowers. I thought that those two were the closest to being good for like crops, I guess. And yeah, it's pretty good. I really like it. Also made a little bridge and made just a bridge to get over to the desert. And if we ever do go over to the desert area, I thought that we needed a bridge. So there's that, and it's pretty simple, but yeah, I liked it. So let me, I guess, go ahead and sleep since it's getting pretty late, and then we'll take a look-see at everything that's been done. All right. Yeah, so we slept. And one thing I wanted to go over just quickly is I've gotten back into naming some of my tools. We've got another shovel right here. This one's Dirty Chai is just so close to breaking. I didn't want to break it, but I wanted to continue the path work. And we've got this Efficiency 3 one that I decided to just keep using. And I actually renamed my sword. It's got the original name Poke in parentheses, but I remember way back when in the town of Moore, one of you had suggested the name Lucifer. And while Lucifer is a bit dark of a name, I thought that for a sword, it could work. And so I have put both names on it just to both give whoever's idea that was way back when a chance to shine, but also keep the original name of Poke. And yeah, I don't know, just thought I'd show you. So I haven't actually made a pathway yet, just like connecting it quite yet. to the catacombs, but that's not going to be very hard. I did make this little dock area here. I thought it just worked well here, being along the river and stuff. They can store some like extra catacomb sort of tombstone things, and overall, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, a good storage area as well. Adds a little bit to this area too. So added that, and then we're gonna get into the area over here, which, as you can tell, is a little bit different. I did some terraforming, very small, minor terraforming. There is the lavender field, and so the pathway comes down here and made this bridge, and I actually really like this bridge. If you've ever wondered, that little pillar just shows that there's a mine shaft there, and I get andesite from this desert. uh, I don't know if this is a true fact about the mantis shrimp, but um, deserts to me seem to yield a whole lot more andesite. um, like there's loads in this desert, so I just mine there. But this is the bridge. It's pretty simple, and just like your average sort of arched bridge. Even added some stuff down here, just some stones that may have fallen away or something over time. And overall, I think it's pretty good. It's a very simple bridge, but I think it's a good one nonetheless. So added that, and added this wall area here, and I think it's pretty nice. Very interesting to try and do a wall like this, and ended up just having to like coordinate doing stairs on here and trapdoors. If I could, if Minecraft was not better but slightly more okay with trapdoors being on both this block and this block, then I would have had trapdoors on both and flowers on both. But this is a good middle ground, I think. And then it just comes over here, no pathway or anything. I'm just gonna put like a tree or two here just to make it like a little nice area. But yeah, and then some supplies here. I have not. I just did this path like 5 seconds ago. So well, this path, and yeah. So this is the lavender-ish field. What is this plant called? The peony. Okay, so the peony to me looks either like it could be cotton, or it could be lavender, and I don't really know what to change it to. To me, it almost, now that I mentioned cotton, I hadn't thought of that until now, but to me, it looks a bit more like cotton than lavender. I think I would change whatever that is. What is this flower? What are you? The lilac. See, the lilac to me, I feel like looks a bit more like lavender, so maybe we'll make that more of a lavender texture, and then make this like a cotton texture. I don't know. That would just require these puff balls to be, instead of, they're pink right now, they look a bit white. Oh, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but this is a really cool option in shaders. I don't know why this is a thing, but if you turn on white world, all right, sorry about that. My dad came out, and it is the morning, and he probably wasn't even expecting me to be home right now. But yeah, so this is, I don't know, I just thought that this was a cool option. It's kind of weird because it turns everything white, except glass. For some reason, our glass texture doesn't, but whatever. Nope, not resource pack. Let's go to shaders and turn off white world. Just something that I thought would be interesting as a sort of like a, if I built something really big but didn't want to show off what it was made of, could turn on that and make it interesting. But kind of a silly thing, but I thought that was kind of fun. Anyways, so this could end up being cotton for all I know. I don't know. But something I tried a little different is to make coarse dirt lines with grass lines to just give it a little bit of a different sort of thing, instead of doing the making this actually like all farmland. Just do this to add that sort of spice to it, but not go too crazy, because these two fields, honestly, you don't see that often, so they're, to me, they're not as big of a deal. I'm probably even going to make the walls just out of like stone and cobblestone and not worry about it too much. So the pathway does come over here. and it comes down to here. This is the next field that's going to be like the sunflower field. So going to be very similar to that one. And then, yeah, the pathway comes around here and connects back up to, well, it hasn't yet connected. I have to build this little area up. This is like going to be like a small cliff. And then it comes up here, and I'll connect it up here, and we'll be fully pathed out, and we'll be able to walk around in a circle. Not that we don't do that already. So yeah, I think I'm gonna jump into a time lapse now of doing some of that work. I guess I should show you real quick of what that is. So let me get up there, and I will take a look with you. All right, making our way up. And is the witch still there? No. Good. I don't like dealing with witches. So I have done some work, and sorry if that last like portion was quieter than usual. I was trying to be more sneaky with my recording because it's weird to record when there's other people awake and not in the same room as you, but could come into the same room. Just is a little strange. For this, just to show you, I'm gonna go into creative because it's really difficult to like get a good view, and I don't feel like pillaring out. So sorry for all of you who don't like going into creative. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is emulating what is down on the temple and putting it up here. Now, I don't know if I want to keep the purple glass. I don't know if I want that or if I want to do some other colored glass. I really feel like the purple glass is a kind of figure of this place. But I don't know if it's needed on here because I feel like it represents end exposure, and I feel that the current king, King Rayan the fourth, I believe, is now who's the king, because King Rayan the third was the crazy one that opened up the end and made it so that the connection was made, and then the Enderman came out and all that stuff. If you haven't seen the lore, go check out the lore. And there's a video on it. I forget what video it is though, so good luck. But yeah, so I feel like the new king would want is like trying to get rid of all the end exposure. That's why he may have brought in the alchemist person who is working to make it so that he can cleanse the area. Okay, sorry about that. Shaders just get so freaking dark that it's just annoying. So when we built this up, we built up the pillars and stuff, and I think that looks good. But I wanted to try and figure out exactly what direction to go with the exterior in terms of decoration, because there's a lot to do on the exterior to make it look like it is, I guess, good. So there's some things that I'm going to try and figure out how to do. Like this in particular, I may bump this out one. This I may bump out one to right here, change up the roof just a touch, just so we can have another like window here. It would only be one wide, I would imagine. But yeah, I think that might work. It's an interesting roof area, but I think it might just need, I could even bump it out too, honestly, and make it more normalized and make it like flat to right here and just do an interesting roof. That way we could have like a two wide window here. I may do that just so we could have more windows. I'm not sure though. The king doesn't really doesn't. I feel like the king doesn't have to worry too much about Enderman, because where are they gonna stand? Like what, right here? They can't even technically spawn here because of the trapdoors. Or they can they? I don't think they can. But yeah, so this is what the direction we're gonna go. I'm not sure if about the purple glass. I think I'm gonna change that out for. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to go with yellow or come up with a different colored texture, because I have all the texture files for this style in all the different colors. So I may do a different color because, well, I don't know. I'm not sure, because purple is also the color of this area, so it kind of makes sense. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm probably going to change the colors out to do something else, but we'll see what in the world I come up with. But I just wanted to show you this. This is just kind of what we're going to do. Um, Very simple, but it adds a lot of detail to this. It just makes it a whole lot more interesting to look at, and that's why I think bumping this out too and making it actually so we can have windows here would be far better than having no windows, because right now it's an interesting looking building in terms of shape, but not having anything here, like I can't put any windows here because like there's no wall here, and there is a wall here, but it would look kind of funny not being centered. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't want to put a window here unless it's got room for like a 2 wide window or 1 wide window. So that is my thoughts. Yeah, so that is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to jump into a time lapse, get out of creative mode, and and I'm going to get to building and do a time lapse because I want to do some talking about the next area, because I put a poll out on Twitter, and it deals with another area because I am really torn between doing the City of Color, which we've talked about and said like, kind of that's been the idea of what we're going to do. But now, the more I've thought about it and the more I've kind of planned on things, there's another city that makes more sense for what I was going to do in the City of Color. And that was, I was wanting to put all my automation stuff in the City of Color to make it so it like is the mass production area and is like the main city where everything is done. But I, the idea I have for the next city is, which the next, the, I don't want to say the next city, but the one that I'm pretty heavily leaning towards that is new, a new idea, is called Brassington. And that is a steampunk city that I will show you. Like, I'm going to do some like building and stuff to kind of show what that would look like and to try and give you an idea. But it's Brassington's going to be a big undertaking. It's not necessarily going to be like a massive city. It could end up being massive. I don't know. But it's going to require quite the amount of I don't know exactly. I don't know. I don't want to necessarily get into this right now. I want to talk about it during the time lapse. So how about that? How about let's jump into the time lapse? We'll get this all decked out on the exterior. Main reason being because then we can maybe do like an interior portion today as well after the time lapse. I don't know. Depends how long the time lapse is. Yeah, we'll get into that, and then we'll catch you on the other side of it. So see you guys in just a few. So, hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Sorry that it took forever. It's a long time lapse. Um, yeah, just sorry that it took a while. Oh, it's nighttime. Um, yeah, I just don't. I recorded early on this week, and then really just started not feeling that great, and still don't really feel that great. So went with a time lapse with music instead of talking because I'm really not up to talking right now. Um, so yeah, good news is I've been working on textures and stuff, which you can see a little bit of, but I'm not going to show you today. We'll go over that next episode, I think. But yeah, I am really happy with how the keep um, has turned out. It looks very, very cool. I really like it. Let's here. I'm gonna turn shaders on because they're cool. All right, that's better. Um, and I took a drink of coffee, so that has helped. So yeah, this is what this has turned out to be. I really, really enjoy what this is. It's very cool. Um, Decided to go with orange and blue. Not really sure why. I'm gonna go into creative mode just so I can show you because I don't. I don't know. It shows you just exactly what's happening, anyways. Went with the extension portion. I think that turned out really nicely. Having the two windows on either side really helps make it seem pretty cool. Um, and actually didn't do anything down there. It's very busy, but I really do like how it has turned out. These upper windows were interesting to work out, and this was a odd number, and so it was kind of weird. I didn't want to alternate, just like do orange blue, orange blue. I wanted to do something different, so that was interesting. This front face I think turned out pretty nicely as well. This doorway was interesting to do. I've not really done anything. It's supposed to be like a big door, but I wanted to make it a bit interesting, and so went with a few different strip logs and stuff as well. And then just going around, something I found that makes it feel a bit rounder is making this be a block and this be a pane, and then it kind of acts like it's like rounding it out. And so I did that on all the corners. I really love how this balcony thing turned out. It's pretty interesting, pretty beefy, but I think it turned out pretty great as well. And then the most annoying thing probably was this. Wait, oh, wait, was this because it was just hard to hard to work with, and it was also hard to record. I made it kind of like spire down just a little bit right before this instead of making it go all the way against this. And it was hard to record because I was using shaders in the recording, and then it was really dark back here, so half of the time you couldn't see anything. And sorry, again, on the recording itself was not my best. I really didn't like edit it all the way through. I was having issues. I was trying to use what's it called, Premiere Pro, the 2019 version, but it just kept crashing on me. So I just got sick and tired of it. So I just gave up on that and only did the time lapse in it, and it crashed on me, and so I couldn't really edit it very well. And so I just managed to export it, and that was that. I didn't do these sides because I really don't know what's going to be down here. Because I don't think it's going to be windows. It just kind of depends what we put on the inside here. Because this is all the mountainside right now. I'm thinking we just make like a dungeon or something like that. That is maybe a floor down below, and this is just like a stairwell that comes down. We could do something like that. But yeah, overall, very pleased with how this has turned out. And the orange and blue, I think, go well together. They are, well, this is cyan. Our cyan is a very vibrant blue. Um, yeah, I'm very pleased with this, but definitely need to take some time to rest and um get some good rest because I want to get over this whatever cold. Oh, I need to change that out for stone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry again that we couldn't really talk about Brassington and all that stuff. I will talk about that. I should go into survival again before I forget. I will talk about that probably in next episode. And there's texture changes to go over and stuff as well. So it's going to be a fun episode next episode. We'll get to the interior of this. Don't know how far we'll get, but we'll get pretty far, I think. So look forward to that. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like in real life. And if you are new here and you like what you saw, no, 20-minute time lapses are not my usual thing, but feel free to subscribe and join the little family we've got going here. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.